Hello, you guys. We have made it to another successful Tuesday. So, listen, we should be happy and grateful to be in the number, right? Because some, we talk about it all the time, some are not doing well. And so, if we're up and we're out and we've gotten our day going, that is a blessing in itself. And I need everyone to celebrate that in itself. We have made it to another Tuesday, you guys. Monday is gone. We always dread Monday because we're like coming from the weekend. Monday, Lord Jesus, it's another, you know, period. These days come by fast as I don't know what. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. They all come fast these days. I have never seen time go by as fast as it's been going by in these years. I don't know what's going on, but it feels like everything is sped up. Or is it just me? Because it doesn't matter what day it is. It's just like it's just going, right? But it's a beautiful day. We have to celebrate. We're here. Let's get it. So I just came back from New York on yesterday. My son Fred the fourth, he had an amazing art show. Sunday, he had an amazing art show in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York, at a brownstone, an amazing brownstone where he was able to display all of his art. And we got to meet so many of his friends, his creative friends, his friends that, I mean, these kids are like 30 and at the most, I would say maybe some, the oldest there was probably 35 years old because we met pretty much everybody that came in there. And these kids they all stay in New York and they have the most amazing careers. We met Joshua Renfro that did Black Boy Fly book, and Fred designed his book. I got to meet him. I've seen pictures of him. I've seen him talk about Fred and everything, but I actually got to meet him um, this past weekend, which was great. I met one of Fred's friends that came from California. He is an amazing chef. He was there. One of his good friends that worked for L'Oreal that did that donated everything for his swag bags, models, more creative artists and everything. They were all in the building and they came to see my son's work. It meant that much to them to make it there on that. It was a beautiful day, you guys. I don't know. When we got there on Friday, it was raining out of control. It was cold. It was terrible. But Sunday, the day that he was getting ready to have his art show, it was the most amazing day, you guys. So he said it felt like an out of body experience that everybody was there, everybody came and supported him. He felt like it was his third. He said, surprise, by the way, after it was over, he said that was his 30th birthday party. That meant everything to him. And tomorrow, he's just going to kick back. He'll be 30 tomorrow. And he says he's just going to kick back and just think about all of the great accolades that's coming into him about how well his show went on Sunday. And it was just amazing to be there. Everybody came up to us and letting us know. One girl came up to us and just, thank you so much, Miss Sands, for gifting us Fred. He is the most amazing person. I mean, everybody made sure they came up to us and told us that. Fred was like, y'all were the real celebrities in the room. Everybody was coming up to y'all. He said it just made my heart smile to see everybody come up to y'all and just, tell you guys all about me. And it was just, he said it was good. So it was an amazing time. So I'm happy that I was able to do that and make my son smile by us being there. Being a parent is everything. I don't know about you guys, but being a parent is everything. And when your kids are doing well, you have to celebrate. You have to celebrate and you have to thank God because it's some people and some kids and things going on out here that you just thank you, God. Thank you that mine is doing well. All three of them are doing their own thing in their own right, and they're all doing well. And I'm just so grateful, right? So let me get to you guys what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about um, having conflicts in your marriage and you just can't agree. Having having conflict in your marriage and you just can't agree. Like, what does that look like to you guys? I noticed that a lot of us are going through this very thing. We're having all types of issues. All type of issues are deriving. You know, when you get married, you're just so in love and you just think that everything is just gonna go right, like how it is today. It's the perfect day. You just think everything is gonna be peaches and berries and honey and sugar. And oh my God, you cannot tell me that me and my man is not gonna be at our best all the time. You're not gonna tell me that, right? But then life be lifing, you know, and you can wake up in the morning, you can be having a good day, you don't kiss your husband goodbye, you don't pray with him and everything, and you've talked to him throughout the day and everything is great. Something about you that came in the house and whatever was on you in your day has jumped on you and you done brought it into your house, and you get home and you done snapped on your husband or your husband done snapped on you because he done had a bad day or what have you. And you're like, we were fine. We were just fine. We woke up this morning. It was a great day. I kind of had a bad day or whatever, but we've talked to each other during the day. What happened where we're at this point right now that we're at odds in the middle of the day, out of nowhere? We just got home and something went wrong. And sometimes this stuff just comes out of left field on you. You have no idea how you got to this point where you come in the house. Look at this house, it's a mess. Every time I come home, it's a mess. Every time I come home, you don't do this. Every time I come home, you forget this. Or every time I come home, da, 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 da. It's always something. And what we have to do as a people, we have to learn how to respond to each other a little bit better and correctly. Or this will be your life if you let it. Like, it could take over. Like, this could be it. Once you start that, it's a learning. It's like it's something learned, and then next thing you know, this is what you do all the time, and you don't even realize it, and that has become your life. So you have to be very careful and intentional about the way that you go about things in your life. You have to be very careful with the way that you communicate with each other. You have to be very careful when the words that come out of your mouth to your spouse, because they can be very hurtful. One thing, you make me sick. Look at you. Look at how you carry yourself. I don't like how you dress. You dress like some hooker on the street. Or look how you dress. You don't dress like these men that I see. You dress funky looking. You have to be very careful what comes out of your mouth, because what comes out of your mouth sometimes can be very, very, very much hurtful. And you gotta, I want to say, you gotta be very cautious. What comes up doesn't always have to come out. You know how sometimes you feel like you're gonna throw up and you don't want to because you don't want to get it everywhere, and it's kind of like you hold it. That's how it is when you're trying to say something that's out of order. If you say something that is out of order and you know it's out of order, oh, I was gonna say something. You know what? It wasn't right. It wasn't appropriate. So you know what? Let me think it out a little bit before I say something I don't want to say. And sometimes that can come out the wrong way. Let me hold that because I don't want to say what I don't want to say. Well, what you was about to say then? Tell me what you're about to say. You ain't finna, Tell me what you were about to say. You know, don't be the argumentative person in the situation. Try to remain calm, try to remain humble, because conflict comes from anger, an undisciplined mind, and uncontrolled tones and things like that. You have to know how to talk to a person, because if you talk to me crazy, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to think of something to say to you to hurt your feelings, because I want you to feel how I feel in the situation. We can't match energy. Somebody has to be the grown up in the situation. Sometimes you can come in the house and sometimes you just have attitudes. You don't know where they came from. You just ain't feeling the day. I'm not feeling today. I'm not having a good day. You know why? Because you're speaking it and you're claiming it, and that's what it's going to be. We always talk about the power of the tongue. If that's what you say it is, that's what it's going to be. So we have to erase those emotions, those feelings out of, sometimes sometimes, perfect example, Fred can tell me, hey, can you assist me with this? I need you to do it like this. He will tell you exactly he will tell you exactly how he wants it to be done. But Alexia extra does it Alexia's way, and sometimes go off into it's almost like I have a little bit of ADHD, because your mind be dancing and you want to kind of you kind of want to put your little spin on it a little bit, right? And you ain't even really paying attention to what he said. He said exactly how he wanted it to be done. And then you go and you put your little spin on it. No, but I know it is this. This is how I know it. And I saw it on the paper, but I just thought, yeah, I put it this way. No, I asked you to do it this way. And then the tone is a little bit snappy, but you were wrong. I was wrong for putting my spin on it. But then I didn't like his tone or how he told me, well, why would you do it differently than the way we sat here and we talked about it? Hold on, bruh. Now, don't give me too much. Now I can fix it, but don't come at me like that. Hold on. But I was wrong. And see, I'm ready to puff back at him when I was dead wrong for doing it the way I wanted to do it instead of the way that we agreed to do it. So a lot of times you got to think about, dang, I was really wrong in the situation. But because he coming at me incorrectly, I'm finna give it back to him because he coming at me incorrectly. That's not, think before you react, because I was wrong, but I was ready to give it back to him because of the way he was talking to me. And that causes conflict. That causes us not to agree. That causes us to be angry with each other and having attitudes. And I don't know about you, when people get angry in a marriage, it's like, and this is in some marriages, because I remember putting up a clip like when you're mad with each other, but your well being is still, it's there. He still cares about you no matter what. Don't not do something because we're angry with each other. Because my well being, you having my well being means the world to me. But because we're angry with each other and you just stop doing the things that we normally do for each other on a daily, that's a problem. You don't just cold turkey. I don't like you today. So all that extra stuff I used to do for you, that's out the door. I don't care if a car hit you today. I don't care if you're on the side of if you're on the side of the road and need your tires done. Don't call me because we're angry with each other right now. No, you don't stop worrying about that person's well-being because you're upset, and that caused further more conflict. Oh, he didn't care that I was on the side of the road. Could have got side swiped by another car and I would have been dead. You just take it all into drama. You just dramatize it even more, right? Don't forget about that person's well-being. Just because you're upset and you're angry, that's only for a small amount of time. But you have to be with each other to death do you part, some of us, right? And we don't want to, just because we're just not in agreement and we're disagreeing, to forget the things that we normally do on a daily. Yeah, we got some conflict. Let's talk about a couple of conflicts that happens in a marriage. Directly express your thoughts and feelings. We just talked about that. I might feel some type of way, and I've been feeling like this for I've been feeling like this for a couple of weeks. But we're sitting here and we're shooting a breeze. And while we're on this subject that I don't have nothing to do with the price of tea of China, I come in with the I was feeling last week that you came at me the wrong way. Now that don't have anything to do with what we just got through talking about. But I'm feeling some type of way, and I just wanted to bring that up. That has nothing to do with nothing at this point. And now you have just opened up a whole nother box that's about to wreck ship up in here. Well, you could have told me that last week. Why are you bringing that up now? We're talking about something totally different. And now you want to tell me how you felt last week or a couple of weeks ago. We could talk about that then. Now, why you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to leave. I don't want to talk to you about that. And then here comes the conflict. Then, oh my God, you're worried about if you leave, you better be gone from now on. Everything just escalates and turns into just off the small words that came out of your mouth that probably shouldn't have, or a certain way you could have said that, or it was at a different time, maybe we could have brought that up. Something besides bringing it up all willy-nilly out the blue. It causes conflict. Don't blame your partner. Well, some of us will say, if it was your fault, you gonna know it. Because if it was mine, I'm gonna know it. So if it's your fault, I'm gonna tell you, because I couldn't wait till it was your fault. You know how some of us are? I couldn't wait to tell you something was your fault, because you always tell me when something wrong with me. So I can't wait till you mess up something. Ah, you messed up, and let me tell you how you messed up. Told you shouldn't have did it like that. Just being ignorant. That causes conflict. You sitting around nitpicking on little certain silly stuff. What's funny to you ain't funny to them. That's funny to you, but it ain't funny to them. And you'll realize, my God, you and your feelings, I was just playing. Well, he wasn't playing, or she wasn't playing. You playing, but she wasn't, or he wasn't. It causes conflict. Stick to one argument at a time. If we're talking about something, this one thing, we don't keep bringing up multiple and multiple and multiple and multiple. Oh, and by the way, remember when that happened? While we ain't here talking about our problems, you remember when that happened? So and so, so and so time. Oh, and then another situation. No, we need to stick to what we were talking about, the problem at hand. We need to stick to that. And we need to worry about other problems another time. And hopefully, it ain't a whole lot of them. And if you're in counseling, then that's the time you talk about all the multiple problems then, but you don't bring them all up at one time. That's a problem, and it causes conflict in your marriage. Communication is key. Self-explanatory. You got to communicate. You can't just, you know what, I don't want to tell him about this. I'm just going to hold this because I feel like it's going to cause issues. Well, holding things are just for a moment. If you hold them too long, it's definitely going to cause an issue. Well, how long you know about that? Well, why didn't you tell me then? So you've been sitting here knowing this, knowing full well this whole time, and you didn't decide to tell me when it happened, but you figured you're going to tell me a month or two down the line? Either way, I was going to find out. Communication is key. Make sure you are communicating what's happening, because what we realize in marriages, seasoned married people, is sometimes we hold things worrying about the reaction our spouse may give, right? You know what? This is not a moment for Fred Sands, because I already know he's going to go overboard with it. He's going to take it and dramatize it times 10. So I'm just going to hold that from him. And then down the line, all of us sitting around talking, and then, oh, this comes out. So wait a minute. You knew about this? And you didn't ever tell me? And you sitting there looking like a frog on a log. Communication is key. Don't hold things from your spouse. If you have to hold things from your spouse, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. If you have to hold things from your spouse. So a lot of times, people, when you're talking to your friends about your situations and things like this, and that, 9 times out of 10, they're pillow talking with their husbands, and they know all your business too. That's just what a marriage is. Did you know so and so cheated on her man? Did you know so and so cheated on his wife? They know it. If you told it to a married person, 9 times out of 10, their pillow talk is about your situation. So when God says in the Bible, keep what goes on in your house, do your best to do that. Unless you just have these people that you know, that you know, that you know, that you know, that you can trust, and are not going to pillow talk with their husbands or wives about it. Now, there are some out there that will do that. They will hold your stuff under lock and key. Those are your people. Stay open-minded. And to me, that means if he comes to you with an issue or a problem, or if she comes to you with an issue or a problem, don't be closed-minded about it. I wouldn't do it that way. I wouldn't do it that way. That's not how we roll. I would never do it that way. I would say do it like this. That's not exactly why that person is telling you that. They're telling you maybe to get your opinion, but you don't just, it's not just your way. Things are not just your way. You ask sometimes to get that person's opinion. Tell me your thoughts about it. You know, keep an open mind on what a person is going through, because you can say the least little bit of thing to kind of set them off and start having them feel some type of way about you. You know what? I probably shouldn't have never told her that she jealous of me. She ain't open minded about anything I say. She just want to judge. She don't like me. And now your relationship or your friendship with whoever or however is wrecked because you're giving off opinions about certain things. You have to be careful. Everybody don't want to hear what you would do or what you think. They just want you to listen and give open-minded thoughts. Not just, oh, I would have did it like this. I wouldn't put up with that, or I wouldn't. Keep an open mind when people are giving you their private information. Come at them with caution. Don't just, because some of our opinions ain't. And don't sweat the small stuff. There's a lot of small things that can make things escalate into big things. Small things can make things escalate into big things. Like I said, you can be talking one way, you can be sitting there having a good, clean conversation, and you can say one thing out of your mouth, out of left corner, and now everything has blown up, and you're on tour up the whole day, the whole weekend, the whole week. that you had planned is tore up because you don't know how to keep certain things under lock and key. That wasn't necessary to say right then, but I said it because I'm sweating the small stuff. I'm still on these little petty things. I'm on these little petty things. It's dancing on my nerves. So now I gotta get it off me and I gotta throw it to you. It's like playing tennis. I gotta get it off me because I'm pissed. So I want to throw it. I want to throw it on you now. Now I feel better. Ooh, it's on you now. Now you getting ready to come to me with something that's gonna tear the whole the just the whole week or the whole day or the whole whatever up. You sit there worrying about the small stuff, the little petty things all the time, and you matching energy, and it's a recipe for disaster, a recipe for disaster. Be careful what comes out of your mouth because it will cause conflict. Assume your partner has good intentions. And I know some of us are probably like, how am I gonna assume he got in good? How am I gonna assume that he has good intentions when he coming at me sideways? I'm gonna really feel like he got good intentions. Oh, he came to me with these issues and how I got on his nerves, but he got good intentions. You're right. Yeah, he probably does have good intentions. And he's coming to you because he wants it or she wants to fix the problem, not hinder or let this thing nag on for years to come. Or we're in year 2027 and something happened in 2024 and we're we don't came back to 2024. We're in 2027. You know how sometimes we'll sit there and we'll say, you know, this happened back in the 90s and we still talking about that? You still talking about that? You still treating me like what we went through in the 90s? It's unacceptable and it causes conflict. If you accept each other the way you accept each other, whatever you went through and you accepted each other back, you gotta, that stuff that happened when it happened, that was then. That's gone. That's in the trash. You accepted me back. I don't want to keep going back to whatever year that was when that happened. I don't want to stay there. We have moved on. We have grown. Don't keep bringing stupid stuff up when you know you took me back. You know you can't live without me. These are your situations, not mine. These are your situations, not mine. When you know you took me back and you still holding me in that year, you told me you trust me, but you still holding me in that year. That happened in 2000. And we in 2024 and you still treat me like I'm that person in 2000. That's a problem. You got to learn how to heal. You have to learn how to heal. And if you say whatever you said to get that person back, whatever you felt to get that person back, you got to walk in it. You got to walk in it and it's got to be for real and it's got to be true. Don't come back years later and be like, see what I'm saying? Because back in 2000, when you did so and so, I knew you ain't changed. It's going to cause conflict. It's going to be a problem. And you're going to wonder, why are things getting better with us? Because a lot of times we don't see ourselves. We don't see ourselves. We don't get out of our way. We don't get out of our own way. And then we want to blame everybody else for what our issues are. We have internal issues that we don't go and get fixed. We don't go and see anybody about it. We're just walking around out here with mental illness and expecting you to understand. And that's not how it works. That's not how it works. We got to seek help for what's going on with us. It's okay to go and get help. I don't know who told you that sitting on somebody's sofa or talking with somebody to release this pressure that's about to make you have an aneurysm or about to make you have heart problems or make you get out of here quicker. I don't know who told you it's not okay to go and talk to somebody. People, we gotta go seek help. If we got issues and we're continuing to bring it up in our marriages and we're continuing to fester on it, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. Every day is a learning skill in our marriage. Every day is something that we learn new. Nothing, you never stop learning. You have never, I don't care how old your marriage is, you never stop learning. It's something new that happens almost every day. And you're like, oh, okay, that's different. Okay, husband, look at you. Okay, wife, you doing your thing. You did your big one on that one. I like that. I like that. That's a little different for us. That's how we move forward on that. Do something a little different. Change some things up. Marriages get old. Marriages get robotic sometimes. And we have to do things, slightly alter things sometimes for the better. Because it's hard enough to get along with each other sometimes. It's hard to survive. It's hard when people are pulling on you with their issues, when you have your own. And when you have your own, you only have time for your own. You can't take on yours, your family members, your friends. You only have time for your own. Focus on what's in front of you. You and your husband are key. When you're on one accord, then everything else around you has its own time. But you and your husband, y'all built that bond. And that has to remain right all the time. You have to make sure that's together. Because if that's not together, your whole world, I don't know about you guys. If me and Fred are not on one accord, the day don't go right. We have to be aligned. Because if my husband's upset about something that I did, that's gonna bother me. That's gonna weigh on me all day long, and then I'm feeling some type of way. And I'm off balance. My day is not right. So I gotta make sure we're right because we're one. When you hear about you being one and you've been together for a long time, you're really one. When somebody's off balance, you feel it. So make sure that we are in alignment and we have God first. And if God is all in it, you're going to be all right. You can weather any storm. You're going to be all right. Trust me and believe me. I've had it my whole entire marriage. And I'm so glad my mom introduced me to it. And I'm so glad I introduced it to my husband because thank you. We're in a good place. And I want you guys to be in a good place too. So think about the way that you react to each other. Think about your responses before they come out to keep down some of this conflict in your marriage. Because we got to keep it strong, you guys. We gotta work. We gotta keep doing this work because it's not easy. Nobody said it was gonna be easy. It's gonna be fair. And he wouldn't put up too much on you that you can bear. Some of this stuff we're doing to ourselves. So we have to make sure we are thinking before we react and before anything comes out of your mouth. Put a little thought to it first. All right? That's all I have for today. And I pray that you guys will have an amazing week. Don't forget the Super Bowl party is Sunday, Sand Super Bowl party. We have a couple of tabletops left. Go on my Facebook page. I'm going to put it up on my Instagram again, go on Fred Sands Facebook page, look up Sunday Super Bowl Sands. I think it's sixth annual Super Bowl. So if you haven't been to a Sands Super Bowl party, you better ask somebody because it's gonna be lit. I'm already tired from this weekend. Y'all pray my strength that I get through it and I make it through because I got a lot of people coming in on Friday and I cannot wait to see everybody at the Super Bowl party because it's gonna be amazing. Okay, so don't forget to go click the link. You can get tickets at the door, but don't forget if you don't get your tables ahead of time, seats are limited. We have first come first serve seats, but a lot of people bought their booths so they can make sure at seats and booths to make sure that they're sitting, but it's limited seating. First come first serve for the seating that we do have that's extra. The rest will probably be standing room. Fred is cooking, so that means we're gonna have lots of food. So I'm excited. I know a lot of us are. Everybody's been calling. Everybody's ready for Sunday. So let's make it happen. Love you guys. Make sure you call somebody today. Tell them you're thinking about them. Tell them that you just want to make sure they're good. And it makes for a good day. Okay. Love you guys. See you Sunday. Hopefully. All right. And if I don't see you Sunday, I will see you back here Tuesday. Love you.